How Phoeyu killed Grand Peace Online. This is something I've been really thinking about lately, and today I'll be discussing why I think GPO is in the state that it is in today, and where I think the game can go moving forward. Now let's get straight into this discussion. Phoeyu has now dropped the trailers for Venom, Spring, Hill, and Ope, with the Gear 2nd being confirmed to be being added to the game. Albeit a bit late, but I digress. Again, I believe that Update 8 and 9 can make or break Grand Peace Online. Now let me explain why. Update 8 is adding a confirmed Impel Down, an island a lot of people have been anticipating for a while now. I believe that no matter what, Update 8 will probably be disappointing for a lot of people if Impel Down is a basic island like the previous island, which was Killer Bark, which features your basic bandit beating format and a Moria boss, which got boring very fast. Not to mention the forgotten Brook ship stuff that no one even cares about anymore. Before I talk about the future, we must talk about the past and present and how we got to the current state of Grand Peace Online. Late June of 2022, we got the release of Update 5 of Grand Peace Online, which introduced Killer Bark and the Brook ship event and the Moria boss, but most importantly of all, it made Grand Peace Online become a free game. How was Grand Peace Online becoming free a mistake? I believe there are multiple oversights that the dev team made before releasing the game free. Now we all know the hype GPO had for its free release. Many people could never afford actually to play GPO, but they could finally play. GPO going free seemed like an easy one, especially after Phoeyu milked most of his played players already, so he knew the opportunity for milking the free players was there. But now I ask, what exactly separated GPO from other competitors such as Bloxfruits and other One Piece games? The fact that the game was and felt premium. The price tag for the game was much more important than I think most people believe. GPO being paid access made people think that GPO was essentially a better game than every other One Piece game, which at the time when it released back in 2020, the game definitely was. They didn't drop the free release until 2 years after though. How is this a problem, you may ask? Well, because one simple game, Bloxfruits. Bloxfruits initially released back in 2019 and didn't start to really pick up in major popularity until around mid to late 2020, and in 2021 the game exploded. Grand Peace Online and Bloxfruits both had very different communities, and the one thing separating them both was that GPO was paid and had better graphics, but Bloxfruits arguably had more content and it was free. Bloxfruits had amassed over hundreds of thousands of players every day before the free release of GPO and after. Phoeyu seen Bloxfruits' success, and guess what he decided to do? Break the separator that kept GPO and Bloxfruits on different fields. Now I'm not going to say he wanted to compete with Bloxfruits because I don't know that information, but once GPO became free, tons of Bloxfruits players and other One Piece game player bases came to try GPO for the first time, and for the first week of release it seemed to be going well. GPO was seen at over 100k players active, which was numbers the game had never seen before. But shortly after free release, many people left and went back to Bloxfruits and the other competitors. Why did this happen? Well, I think the main reason why was because GPO developers thought that releasing the game in its default state with no revamps to the early game was really going to work. If you have played GPO, you know that the early to mid grinding of GPO is one of the worst new player experiences on Roblox. The reason why it is because the unnecessary power jump between your basic bandits and the bosses of the island, and the grind is just boring as hell. But the Bloxfruits kids who probably wanted to just chill and enjoy GPO couldn't get over this difficulty curve even on the first and second island. I mean, kids were getting beat by the bandit boss simply because they were used to Bloxfruits and other games being easy. Now you may be thinking this is just a skill issue. Well, yes, but it's a lot more than that. If GPO had made the game just slightly easier on the first few islands, more people would have stayed. Now yes, the old player base would have gotten a bit bitter about them treating the free players like babies, but in the long run I think it would have helped GPO compete a little more than it is now. Also, it didn't help that Phoeyu gave the old players a terrible hat for being an OG. Re-release, in my opinion, was a disaster. It only started the downtrend that would make many creators and longtime fans of the game quit for good, including me. Late of October 2022, we received Update 6, and this update introduced a Battle Royale mode to Grand Peace Online and a Battle Pass system, which arguably ruined fruit rarity, but we get into that later. The Battle Royale mode, in hindsight, was a great addition to Grand Peace Online and added something new to a desperately dry game. And for many, it was the solution to the game being unfun, except there were a few problems with VR that just couldn't be overlooked by many. The hackers, the runners, and the infinite spam combos and the broken fruits. Now I won't blame Phoeyu for the hackers because quite frankly, Phoeyu can't really do much about that because the Roblox anti-cheat is garbage. The runners is something Phoeyu has control over and just decided let's not fix for months. I'm not even sure runners are even fixed today because I haven't played GPO in months. But runners personally ruined VR for me because combining that with hackers, I just didn't bother even playing season 2 of VR because I was just over it at that point. Again, Phoeyu not fixing things a good amount of time causes many players to grow frustrated. With the addition of the battle pass system goes the days of fruits being a rare occurrence of the game. BR was now the best way to obtain fruits, which in my opinion was a great way to reward people for winning. No more going through 50 ways of enemies just to get a suke. But fruits being easy to obtain of course ruined trading in its community, and now trading consists of trading event exclusive items, and fruit value has gone down drastically, causing the trading system to become broken unfortunately. So again, Phoeyu not weighing out the possibilities of adding features that may break other features of the game. Battle Royale was good for its first month and helped raise GPO's player count to a solid 20 to 50k daily, until eventually people got tired of running simple issues that people ran into while playing BR, and unfortunately they weren't fixed and even got worse as BR was updated. In late December 2022, we received arguably the worst update GPO has ever received, Update 7. Now, Update 7, I think, honestly, should have been called Update 6.5, because it wasn't even a full update to begin with. With Update 6 focusing on BR update, it took away from PvE getting any updates, which of course, by this time, it was seriously lacking in content and made no sense for anyone to even play at that point. Update 7 again focused on BR and added a Tori rework, Yuki fruit, and 2 new weapons, which are both locked behind Battle Royale, which means the PvE players, you couldn't even get them unless you play BR. As if Phoeyu couldn't even get more greedy than he already was, he decided to update the price of the Battle Pass system, which is classic Phoeyu.
Nigga cry! Give me your money!
There were some major problems with this update. The update simply did not have enough content. The Battle Royale map was worse than the original, the Battle Pass was more expensive and arguably worse, the daggers were good but not great, Yuki was solid and decent, I guess, BR still had issues present from when it first dropped and they were yet to be fixed, and the update simply was so late to drop. I mean, it dropped and basically was a Christmas update, but by the time the update dropped, Christmas was over. If they really wanted to drop a Christmas update, they should have dropped the update in early December instead of late. I mean, GPL still to this day is featuring this Christmas update, which is insane because we were in March of 2023. Update 7 was really bad and did not make me want to hop back on GPO again, and really showed the terrible management that GPO was under. The future of Grand Peace Online. With Update 8 being on the horizon, we know that this update is probably the most important update to GPO ever. It will add some of the most anticipated fruits being Ope, Venom, and the Gear 2nd transformation, as well as Impel Down finally being added to the game. I believe that Impel Down is definitely not enough content anymore because PvE has lacked content for months now since Update 5. It has officially been almost half a year since PvE has gotten any love or attention, and to me and the other PvE players of GPO have honestly either given up already or are hanging on by a thread at this point, hoping that Update 8 will satisfy. I honestly don't think it will, because Update 8 in all honesty should feature 2 islands, which with all the time Phoeyu and his dev team have had up to this point, people have been speculating that Dressrosa would be getting added to the game, but it sounds like copium. Now, Gear 2nd does sound amazing, but it's so late to being added to the game. I mean, most people have been asking for this for 2 years now. Venom looks great and Ope looks amazing, but will that be worth the wait? Will Battle Royale be getting any fixes after Update 7 basically ruined it completely for people? The main thing I want to see from Update 8 and 9 is Impel Down and Dressrosa having a different island structure instead of just the basic bandit beating system, because if they raise the XP cap and make them the same islands as basically every other island in the game, that would be very disappointing and would ruin the new player experience even more, which is already bad. I know it may never happen, but GPO desperately needs a PvE/main game revamp/rework, but we all know Phoeyu will never do that because he simply only cares about adding new content, not caring about what needs to already be fixed. I hope Update 8 and 9 will revive GPO to what it used to be. Maybe I might even make a return to GPO and make that How Blasters players see GPO Grand Part 5. But that is it. As I say in every video, if you guys enjoy this content and you want to see more videos like this one, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.